We are now at the remediation phase of our project, which means we are actually fixing issues. And it is so important that the fix is always fully manual. There is no automated remediation. There are no widgets. There are no overlays involved. Rather, we are actually fixing the code and the content. I want to emphasize this because there are some companies that indicate that automated remediation is a good thing. They will tell you that widgets can help support you with accessibility, that an overlay is needed. This is not the case. It is so important to know that we want to genuinely remediate our code and our content. So there are two parts to remediation. Again, they are code and content. The code is more advanced. Here, you will need someone with a development background to make the fix. Now, just because someone is an excellent developer, it doesn't mean that they are knowledgeable in accessibility. This is where the accessibility tracker platform can come into play because it has AI tools to help your team with fixes as they are remediating. And then the content side of accessibility can be simple, but it can also take a long time. So let's just use the illustration of adding alternative text to an image. Here, some code is involved, but it's very light. It's very simple to understand, but it can take a long time. So, in that sense, it can be difficult because let's say you have 500 images that need alternative text. Well, that's going to take a while to get through. All right, so you can take a team approach where the team is working on the content, and then you have one or more developers working on the code. Here, your team can work simultaneously, and we also have an efficient allocation of resources because we have the developers working on the code, which only they can work on, and then we have the rest of the team working on content like closed captions and audio descriptions and alternative text and potentially design elements on the website, potentially text. So we can definitely divide up this work simultaneously, and chip away at the project much faster than if we had one person working on one accessibility issue at a time. And with Accessibility Tracker, you can assign issues to different team members. So here you can chip away faster. This can take plus months, so plan accordingly. And in fact, remediation for some organizations can take over a year. So keep in mind that remediation is something that you very much need to be aggressive with, and you need to work diligently and consistently and continually make progress so that you are constantly advancing. You don't want the remediation side of your project to become stagnant. But just keep in mind that even with aggressive remediation, where you are actively advancing in your project on a weekly basis, it can easily take 2 months. So I have here plan for 1.5 more months more than you expect. That's because coding difficulties can arise. So even if you have multiple developers working on the project and they are excellent developers, there can be coding issues that just take longer than expect to fix. And there can be unexpected changes and decisions that need to be made based on what we're going to be changing, or maybe we need to get rid of a third party integration. And so there can just be unexpected difficulties, or just maybe not even something that's difficult, but an issue that takes longer than expected to resolve. So for that reason, I recommend planning for more time than you initially think you'll need. So just whatever your current projection is of your project for your digital asset, go ahead and add 1.5 months to that. And that way you'll more comfortably be able to finish your project and potentially come in under that estimated timeline. So for remediation, another consideration is to simplify. So if something will be difficult, if something might take you a long time, if the cost may not be worth it, then ask yourself, is this being used? Is this needed? And if not, you may want to remove it altogether from your digital asset. Also, keep in mind, as I said, third-party integrations come up, your cookie banner, your chatbot, your payment portal, etc. These are all things that you're going to have to look at because they're going to affect the accessibility of your digital assets. So let's say you have a website and there's a cookie banner on your website. If you're using that cookie banner and it's introducing accessibility issues, then you're going to need to deal with those issues. So you're going to need to decide whether or not you're going to keep the cookie banner, whether you need a new cookie banner, whether you need a custom cookie banner, etc. So these are decisions that will come up on your accessibility projects, especially with the more third-party integrations you have. It's just inevitable. So keep this in mind. You may need to look at different third-party integrations to go ahead and replace the current ones. But these are also considerations when you are remediating. So if you need help with your accessibility project, you can get an audit from accessible.org along with other support services. And there's a cost calculator to help you estimating how much your project will cost. Another resource is Accessibility Tracker. As I mentioned, this is a platform that tracks all accessibility issues, not just those flagged by a scan. And it has AI to help your team with fixes. And this isn't just your team going to Google Gemini or Claude or ChatGPT. The AI is there inside of the dashboard. And because you upload your audit report, it has access to that data so it can help your team directly with the fixes. And for this lesson, in the description, you will find a playlist to the rest of the training. I will include any updates to this lesson in the description, and then I will include more resources to help you with your accessibility project. That is going to do it for this lesson. We will continue on with the next.